Even though most athletes are honest, sadly some of them take the mentality of winning at all costs too literally and try to gain a dirty edge. During a 500-meter women's short track, a truly Olympic-level cheat that requires an amazing amount of precision and coordination happened when the Chinese skater flicked the marker to trip one of the competitors. Even though labeling flopping as cheating might not be completely accurate, it still has the potential to unfairly change the outcome of a game. During a Clippers vs. Warriors game, Blake Griffin took a dive and turned into a Boeing 747.
Came from a long way to get that.
During a weigh-in, a fighter who did not make weight sneakily pushed down the towel, giving him a 1.2 pounds fake weight loss that made him magically make the weight required.
Now Daniel is back and made weight. How did that happen? Unbelievable.
Daniel, how did you miraculously lose 1.2 pounds in 90 seconds?
After an athlete was performing incredibly well and cycling at speeds that would put her in the women's world record, they decided to check her bike, and she was found guilty of mechanical doping by putting a small motor inside the bike.
Een vrouw om in het oog te houden, Femke van den Driessen, nog altijd maar 19. 27.08.96.
Okay, I'm not entirely sure how this flop even made sense to the player.
De Niklas Stark. Oh là là, qu'est-ce qui se passe? Qu'est-ce que c'est? Ah non, Mitchell Weiser, là j'ai l'impression qu'il en rajoute énormément.
When Taj Gibson lost his shoe mid-game, he decided to use it for some extra reach.
It's sort of dangerous to be running around out there in your stocking feet, even though you've seen it before. Just sort of going right at belly.
Are you allowed to block a shot with a shoe?
Even though Taekwondo doesn't have that many illegal moves, since kicking and punching is allowed, things such as attacking with the knee and pushing your opponent are illegal. During the World Taekwondo Cup, one of the players would not stop pushing her opponent. When a goalkeeper's team was winning a game that was close to an end, he took time wasting to another level. Floyd Mayweather was known for having some of the best defense boxing has ever seen, and when Victor Ortiz was fighting for the welterweight title, he was getting frustrated and tried headbutting Floyd. And well, in one of the strangest knockouts in boxing, Floyd proceeded to knock Ortiz out while the ref wasn't looking. And this was an incredibly controversial moment, despite being obvious Floyd Mayweather was going to win the fight. But Ortiz's fans were not happy, claiming that Floyd sucker punched him. And on the post-fight interview, the interviewer called out Floyd Mayweather for his tactics multiple times, causing Floyd to walk out.
You heard him. You never give me a fair shake. HBO needs to fire you. You don't know about boxing. I wish I was 50 years younger and I'd kick your...
A very morally wrong moment by a tennis player happened when the ball clear bounced twice before she hits it, and still claimed fair ball, and her opponents were justifiably upset.
I didn't see that. It was so clearly two bounces.
Apparently, this footballer took some private lessons from Neymar.
Elesik szabadrugás, megkapja, de erre utána semmi szükség nincsen. Egyrészt a hazai szurkolókat hergeli.
After badminton teams realized that losing the first rounds of playoffs gives them a more favorable match, thus having a higher chance of getting into the 2012 Olympics, teams just started losing on purpose.
Man, watch this. China lets it drop, and South Korea follows up by serving it way outside the line. An Indonesian team followed suit by tanking, and the South Korean head coach admitted the Chinese started this, so we did the same.
When Buddy Hield tried to flop on Melo, the ref couldn't help but laugh.
Oh, what's the flop? The delayed reaction. Referee Tyler Ford is like, buddy, what are you doing?
After one of the young baseball players threw a ball at his opponent accidentally, the batter had the most delayed reaction ever. Maybe this was not technically cheating, but competitors in the tournament claimed it was, and is still talked about to this day. When Tiger Woods had a very rough shot since he landed the ball next to a boulder, his fans and team came to the rescue and moved the rock. And well, they didn't touch the ball, but some argue it was unfair. Sometimes you flop and you have to pay the price. During a World Cup qualifier match in the final minutes of the game, the French team scored and had a little help of a sneaky hand. For those who don't know, in fencing, the score is counted when the blade makes contact with the target area, completing an electric circuit. In 1976 Olympics, a 3-time Russian world champion made a few modifications to the blade that allowed him, with the click of a button for the electronic scoring mechanism, to record a hit despite no touch. This is a competitor explaining how he did it.
Up to the plug, they were being tampered with, and apparently he had something on his finger where he could close the two weapons, and this would cause the light to come on.
In order to protect quarterbacks, if one is sliding, there's a rule that they aren't allowed to hit them. This player kept doing fake slides, and everyone around him stopped playing. If you're in a swimming competition for breaststroke, you're not allowed to do other types of kicks, except the one used for breaststroke. This swimmer did 4 illegal kicks during the pullout in the 50-meter breast, and well, he did not get caught or disqualified. And apparently this is very common in swimming, with even Sydney Herald saying that everyone else is doing it, and if you're not doing it, you're falling behind. In the sport of rugby, a big scandal happened during the Heineken Cup quarterfinal, when a Harlequins player claimed he was injured and had a mouthful of blood to prove it. And well, in reality it was fake blood from a capsule he had inside his mouth. That way they could make another player substitution late in the game. This resulted in a £215 British fine.
And Evans about to come back on. Who punched Tom Williams in the mouth? Tom Williams?
Pole vaulting is one of the hardest and most dangerous sports, with pole vaulters on average being more likely to get injured than football players. So athletes train incredibly hard to make it in competitions. When Malavisi Sonia was not having a good run at the Italian indoor competition, in a Hail Mary attempt after knowing she touched the bar, she still pretended to make a celebration, but the judges did not fall for it.
E attenzione, la asticella è rimasta su, è ballata per un tempo deciso.
Even though nothing was confirmed, this video went viral on social media that shows Colin Pochi allegedly using a foreign substance.
This is a couple of nights against the Yankees, and clearly foreign substance isn't dead because he was going into his glove multiple times, and this was all in the 9th inning, so something baseball needs to look out for.
In probably the most heartbreaking cheating scandal in sporting history, during the Paralympics, in which only athletes with disabilities can compete, 10 out of the 12 players in the Spain basketball team weren't disabled, with even the coach telling them to slow down. During the US Open, Phil Mickelson did an illegal play when he hit a moving ball.
His speed has been terrible. Whoa. Whoa.
Calciopoli is the name of a match-fixing scandal done by Juventus' sporting director, in which the distribution of referees was manipulated, and they were also bribed with Rolexes and cars to hand out yellow cards to players, so they are suspended in later matches.